So, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Rahul Rajeev, Faculty for Neurology at DocTutorials. It's my pleasure and privilege to invite Dr. Pinky, who is rank 1 for the AIIMS SS DM Neurology Entrance Exam for the June exam. So, Dr. Pinky, heartiest congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So, Dr. Pinky, now, can you just tell the viewers more about yourself? You're from which college you did your MBBS, then
Yes,
MD?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, my name is Dr. Pinky Chhatterpal. Sir, I did my MBBS and MD both from UCMS and GTB Hospital under Delhi University, sir. And I completed my MD in 2020, July 2020, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first question, I would ask you for the viewers is, how did you know the result and what was that feeling? Okay.
So, sir, in actual, I was waiting for the result from the morning only on 15th, sir. But I think from till 9 p.m., there was no notification for the result on the site. And at 9:10, I think I just received your message. Congratulations. I just felt, I think I got AIIMS Delhi. I think I was not sure. And suddenly I just opened the site and I download the result. And initially I was not, able to believe that my roll number was on top of that list.
Did you check twice or thrice?
I checked twice, sir. I checked twice, and then finally, after believing that my rank is first, I was so happy, and I don't know how to express that, but I was very happy, sir.
Yeah, it's actually a very happy moment for me also as a teacher.
Yes.
Because see, out of the total 14 seats in the AIIMS, 10 are my students, which is actually a happy moment for a teacher also to get these many selections. So anyway, it's a good day for everyone, I would say. And so the purpose of this interview, Dr. Pinky, is like, let us try to give the juniors, that is those who are aspiring for AIIMS, many might be residents first year, second year, final year, or maybe even post MD. Some might have even written the AIIMS exam, might not have qualified. So I think let's try to interact with you and just try to give them more clarity on the AIIMS entrance exams regarding the preparation, the strategies, the books, okay? So that anyone and everyone preparing or aspiring to get into AIIMS for DM Neurology would be benefited. So I'll begin by asking you this, why neurology? Okay. You have lots of subjects, why neurology? And when did that thought come to your mind? Okay, let me go for neurology.
Sir, during my residency, I think, I don't know about other colleges, but I think in my college, neurology was, we are not able to understand neurology during the residency, because we have seen so many cardiology cases, we have seen so many gastro cases, but neurology was, cases were also lacking, and knowledge was also lacking, sir. So during my second year only, when I used to take cases of hemiparesis, paraparesis, these were the usual cases of neurology that comes in every college, sir. So I just found neurology, more interesting than other subjects, sir. So during my second year only, I decided I should go for neurology, but I have to finish my MD first. I have to give equal weightage to every part of medicine so that I can complete my MD properly, and I'll be a good physician after that. And the same I did, sir. I decided in the second year, but I studied every part thoroughly from Harrison only. And after my MD, then I started focusing more on neurology, sir. So after in July, I completed my MD, sir, July 2020. After that, I gave NEET, sir, NEET exam, but I was not prepared for that because NEET occurred just 1.5 months after our final exam. So I was not prepared for NEET, but yeah, I wanted to see the pattern of NEET. So I read neurology properly, but not other part of the questions from the other part. Yeah, and when I gave NEET, so in NEET, the questions were more like, theory based. They were not like, practical, conceptual question was, they were conceptual questions were not there. So I gave exam, I got rank around 500 in the NEET, sir. And after that, the AIIMS exam was postponed for 20 days.
Okay.
So yes, in November 2020 exam was postponed for 20 days. So I decided I should read neurology, because in AIIMS there was only neurology, sir. There was no other part. So I decided I should read neurology properly. So I read from Harrison only, and I did questions from other books also. And in November, when I gave the exam was, it was not easy, but it was very, practical based questions were there, which
So
we.
the November exam, you're talking of your previous first attempt.
Yes, sir. That was my first attempt, sir. So when I gave that exam, the questions were very good, sir. The questions were, they are like, they have given case scenarios, and it was like we are seeing that patient, and the medicine which we are routinely using in neurology. So questions were very good. So at that time, my when I gave that exam, my result, my stage one, I passed stage one, sir. So I was very happy, because first, that was my first attempt. When I cleared stage one, I was very happy, but I was not aware of my marks, sir. So, and then stage two occurred, but I was not prepared for stage two, sir. I didn't know what they will ask me. I know, was it a picture based question or just a case scenario they will give. So when I gave stage two, sir, I was fumbling a lot. I was not prepared. The question was very easy, sir. The question was on brainstem stroke. And at that time, I didn't know from where I have to start. From, the pattern, I was not knowing I should tell them the most common causes, and then I should go for the other causes. So I was fumbling a lot. And the I was sure I will not going to get in AIIMS Delhi after my interview. And then when the result came, sir, my rank was 13. I got selected. Yes, I got selected for AIIMS Jodhpur. My theory marks were 58. That was, my marks were good, but my interview marks,
8 out of 80 for the first one.
58 out of 80. Yes, sir. But my interview marks was around 12, sir. So my rank was 13. So at that time, I was confused, because I wanted to stay in Delhi only. I wanted to be in AIIMS Delhi. I just wanted, I don't know. So at that time, I decided it was very tough, because everyone, the person who got selected in any college, they just, take the seat, and everyone was happy, and I was sad.
It's a tough call, like
Yes, sir.
you would be questioning your decision to.
Yes, sir. Every day, sir. It took me 15 days to finally decide that, yeah, I'm leaving AIIMS Jodhpur. I'm not going to take that seat, and I will prepare again. Then I started preparing again, sir. And same, sir.
So at this moment, you described your journey so far. So I have a couple of queries
Yes, sir.
regarding this.
Yes, sir.
So to begin with, you raised a very relevant point.
Yes, sir.
During your residency, you were focusing on medicine also.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is a very important point, because I have seen sometimes students entering to medicine residency,
Yes, sir.
and if they want cardiology as a subject, they just focus on cardiology. Or they want neurology, they just focus on neurology. What do you think about that attitude? And should you first become a good physician first and then a super specialist, or is it like, you shrink to a single specialty? What is your viewpoint?
No, sir. I think we should, give equal weightage to every part, because we are when we are doing MD medicine, then our focus should be on medicine only, the whole medicine. We should first become a good physician. Then only we can, select further. We can go further for any like neurology, cardiology. So first should be a good physician, sir.
That's a very relevant point because, for students who are getting selected to residency, I'm sure that some of the viewers will be first year residents. So probably they might be thinking, if you want to be a neurologist, throughout residency, you can just focus on neurology. It's not like that. You've got to be a good physician first, because even while treating neurological problems, maybe a stroke, it might be a cardioembolic stroke. So you've got to know cardiology also reasonably well. So because everything is integrated, it's not like neurology is a separate science of medicine. It's all integrated. So that is a very relevant point that you told me. Now, Pinky, one question again here is again to the residents, if any of the residents watching this, I'm sure that, you began your preparation a bit late in residency, but still, if a resident who has just joined for medicine residency, so what would you tell them? What is the ideal time to start preparation or think of a specialty? What do you think?
According to me, because second year, sir, second year is, always like this is the time when we get enough time to study. During first year, we always see patients, we do duty, 24-hour duties. So second year is the time when we can think of the branch which we want to choose in future. We can think during second year only, sir. But according to me, sir, preparing for that branch during MD time will affect our knowledge, sir, because we'll become biased, sir, for that particular branch, and we will lack knowledge for the other branches, sir.
Okay, so it's like first year focusing on duties,
yes, sir,
and along with that gaining the clinical knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Around second year, you almost decide on what specialty you are going to focus, and then maybe you can focus more on that topic at the same time maintaining your interest for the other topics of medicine.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So that is clear about your views on residency. That is quite crystal clear that you want to focus. You want your juniors also to focus on all the topics. But if they're planning for neurology, focus more on that. Okay. Yes, all right. Now, regarding the first exam that you wrote regarding NEET.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you said your rank was somewhere around 500.
500, yes, sir.
So still, can you just tell us for the viewers again, what is the general pattern of the questions of NEET? And is it a exam that is focused on more on clinical concepts or factual knowledge, or how is it? Regarding the exam you wrote, what is your perspective?
So NEET exam, so actually there's no pattern, sir, for the NEET exam. They take question from anywhere, sir.
So it is from like, for the viewers, it is like 40 plus 60 for the NEET super specialty. As per the pattern now, okay. So it is like 40 questions you will have from the general medicine.
Yes, sir.
And 60 questions from the neurology part.
Yes,
but 50 questions they can even ask not just medicine, they're asking pediatrics also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's even quite strange pattern, don't you think? It's not right, no? Like
yes, sir. So even sir, in neurology part, when I gave that 60 out of the 60 questions, I think 20 from 20 questions they were from pediatric neurology, sir. So I found that paper a little more difficult, sir.
So I just clarify that for the viewers. Previously we had different patterns over the years for super specialty. As of now, currently the pattern is like you have 40 questions of general medicine plus pediatrics. So even if you are a medicine resident and you're preparing for the neurology super specialty, you may get 8 or 9 questions sometimes from the pediatrics part.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so that is a pure pediatrics question.
Yes,
and then from the specialty aspect, 60 questions of neurology. In that also, as Dr. Pinky said, you will get questions from pediatric neurology. So even if you are not, a pediatric neurology aspirant, you have got to learn pediatric neurology as well. Okay, so that is what Dr. Pinky is trying to tell us. Okay, so after the NEET pattern, okay, the 40-60 pattern, and you said mostly it is factual questions. You may get clinical scenario questions, some image-based questions, but you will have more factual questions as well. Now, one question more regarding the NEET exam. Do you think that NEET super specialty neurology exam is entirely centered around Harrison?
No, sir. So the mostly questions, they are from Bradley, sir.
So it is like, see, for the NEET exams, I think I would like rather agree to Dr. Pinky's previous statement that you cannot totally rely on a single pattern, because there were exams in the past where, okay, the questions are line by line from Harrison. But sometimes what happens is that another examiner, when he puts the question, you will have some questions from Bradley. So you might not, like even the last exam was not a Harrison centric exam. So I feel, my advice for the juniors will be that you should be ready for both. Okay. So it's not like, you read Bradley alone. It's not like you read Harrison alone. You should be prepared in such a way that if it is an exam where even if it's a Harrison based exam also, you must be able to answer. Or even if it's a more clinical oriented questions, you must be able to answer. And even if they ask some questions from Bradley, at least the important areas you should have read. Correct, no, Dr. Pinky? Because you should have a good range, okay, rather than just trusting a resource alone. Because as Pinky said, pattern can vary. So if you ask somebody who wrote the exam a couple of years back, they might just say, just Harrison, nothing else. Yes, sometimes a question paper can come like that, but not always. Okay, so prepare very well for the exam. Now coming to the AIIMS exam. First of all, Pinky, if you can brief the viewers about how we'll go for round 1 as well as round 2. Yes, round 1 is actually an MCQ round and round 2 is an interview round. We'll first discuss with Dr. Pinky regarding the MCQ round, and let's try to understand the pattern. So first of all, regarding the general pattern, how many clinical questions, approximately how many factual, how many image-based questions, and how many PSM questions. Okay, because AIIMS ask a few questions from biostatistics as well. So let's hear that from Dr. Pinky.
Sir, AIIMS exam, in AIIMS exam, there are 80 questions, sir, and they are pure neurology based question. Basically, out of 80, there are, when I gave November exam, I found, sir, there are 4 to 5.
Just to interrupt you there. So you said it is a neurology based exam. So for the viewers, this is in contrast to other institute as well as the NEET exams where you will have medicine based questions. Okay. So here it is a neurocentric exam that you have for AIIMS. Yeah, please continue.
Sir, out of 80 questions, sir, 4 to 5 questions, they come from PSM, sir, biostatus.
So is it like just this exam 4 or 5 questions came? Or is it like, every exam they do ask questions from biostatistics?
Sir, I gave November exam 2020, and I found there were 4 to 5 questions. And when I gave this exam, sir, which was held in May, sir, I again found, sir, there were 4 to 5 questions from biostat, sir, purely from biostat.
So that means, for the viewers who are targeting AIIMS, for an exam which has lesser number of seats like AIIMS, you cannot skip biostatistics for your exam. That is what Dr. Pinky is trying to tell you. Okay. So it's not like, okay, I just skip biostatistics and go, because 4 or 5 questions for a central institute is a big number. Okay. So carry on with the exam pattern.
Yes, sir. Sir, in those 80 questions, there will be some image-based questions, sir, around 7 to 8 questions.
7 to 8 image-based questions.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. And in AIIMS, sir, mostly the questions, they are clinical-based questions. They questions like on the recent FDA approved drugs. And sir, factual questions are very less, sir, in AIIMS exam.
So it's predominantly a clinical based question paper.
Yes,
Number
sir.
one. Number two, here again, Harrison, Bradley, what helped you more for AIMS?
Sir, what I found, sir, out of 80 questions, 65 to 70, they come purely from Harrison, sir. Harrison line to line is very important, sir, because each and every line can come as a question in AIIMS exam, sir. And sir, Bradley, sir, because I read Bradley I read only the table, sir. And yeah, it was useful, sir. It was very useful. But sir, Harrison is the core, sir. Without Harrison, you know, going through this exam is very
Very
difficult, sir.
relevant point. She said a very relevant point. Line by line reading of Harrison. I still remember, in the last interview last year, one of my students, Dr. Pooja, who was ranked 2. In the interview, I did with Dr. Pooja also. She was telling like Harrison is like a book. The more you read, you find more new points coming up.
Yes, sir.
So it requires a thorough reading of Harrison. But again, it requires some retrospective reading of Bradley as well, especially from the tables. That is what Dr. Pinky pointed out. Because even in about certain areas like spinocerebellar ataxia. So from that table in Bradley, they commonly ask that question, correct, no, Dr. Pinky?
Yes, sir.
Where they have a table in the Bradley.
Yes, sir.
Where individual spinocerebellar ataxias and their classical features are being mentioned. So the tables in Bradley are actually very, very important. All right. So mostly a clinical paper. Harrison, line by line reading, very important. But it might be either a direct one-liner or it may be a clinical scenario framed from it. Okay. Yes, it might not be like basic theory questions. It might be a clinical scenario. And also Bradley also very, very important. Okay. So image-based questions also were there, 7 to 8 in number, and around 4 to 5 biostatistics questions. So generally, how would you rate the paper in the terms of toughness? Easy, moderate, tough, very tough? How would you rate the paper that you wrote the first time and the exam that you wrote second time?
Sir, first time the paper, I think it was moderate, sir. The questions were very straightforward, sir. But this time questions were easy, sir. But the options, I don't know about others, but the options made me confused, sir.
Okay.
So it was a little bit difficult from the last paper, sir.
Okay. So can you just tell us, many students would ask often before an institute exam or maybe even a super specialty NEET exam also, are there any key areas to focus? So neurology is a vast science. So if some junior asks you, are there certain topics which are very important for AIIMS? What would be your answer?
So always epilepsy and stroke, sir, because I think from epilepsy, I've seen 8 to 10 questions, sir.
Okay.
And from stroke also around 10 questions, sir. Okay. So these two topics, they are very important, sir. Okay. We have to read it thoroughly, both of them, sir. And the questions, the questions from epilepsy and stroke, they will be, they're not difficult, sir. Okay. The questions are like, but which we are doing in our OPDs or in emergencies, and what we read in Harrison, sir. So these two topics are very important, sir.
Okay. And again, any student would always ask this question: are there repeat questions? You have written 2 exams.
Yes, sir. Yes,
are there repeat questions?
Sir, I've seen 3 to 4 questions, sir. One from the biostat.
Even I can like quote one. That is regarding most of the AIIMS exams, they might ask regarding the Pompe's disease. Even last exam also, there was a question on Pompe's disease.
Yes, sir.
So it is always good that you go through the previous exam paper as well. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the DocTutorials also, after the current exam, I have collected the questions And I have discussed that questions in the DocTutorials app. So for everyone, it is available in the app. You can just go through the viewers. That is the last year question, so that when you attempt an exam, you know what is the pattern, the level of toughness of the questions. And one other point that Dr. Pinky said, they will ask you probable questions on the newer drugs as well. Very, very important. So I hope that all the viewers have got a good coverage of the exam pattern of the AIIMS. Now, Pinky, what roughly is your score for round one?
Sir, my previous exam or the present exam, sir?
Present exam.
Sir,
approximately.
Yes, sir. So around
calculation.
Yes, sir. Around 56 or 57.33, sir.
That is after the negatives also, but
yes, sir, after the negatives.
Did you answer correctly?
Yes, sir. I thought, I think, sir, I made around 18, 19 negatives, sir.
18, 19 negatives.
Yes, sir, this time.
Okay. So it's like, out of the 80 questions, around 61, 62 questions, you got it right.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Because that will again help the viewers, because when they attempt the exam, approximately what questions should you get right to be rank 1 is very important. And now coming to the exams that you wrote in DocTutorials, like how many mock exams did you write in the DocTutorials?
3, sir.
3 mock exams. That is the 3 AIIMS mock exams.
Yes, sir.
And the various subject exams also.
Yes, sir.
So regarding the mock exams, what were your ranks in the mock exams?
Sir, in the first mock exam, sir, that was very difficult, sir. And my rank was first, sir, in the first mock, sir.
But the exam pattern was tough.
So it was very tough. Yes, sir. The questions were difficult, sir.
Okay.
And sir, in the second mock, there were so many questions, repeated questions. So it was like AIIMS pattern, sir, the second mock exam. Okay. In that also, my rank was first, sir.
Okay, so you got rank 1 in the first mock and second mock.
Yes, sir. And the third mock, it was quite similar to the second mock, sir. And in that mock, my rank was 5th, sir.
5th rank. So 115.
Yes, sir.
Here again, I would again quote the last year interview which I had with Dr. Pooja, in which, she also said the similar thing, though it was a different set of questions. So it is like, always when we put a mock exam, the first mock exam, usually we put a tougher level question, just to shake the students a bit, so that they groove back to the studies and they're more serious about their preparation. But then, the second and third mocks, we put it slightly on the lighter side. So your mocks ranks were 115.
Yes.
Okay. So how did the mock exams help you to assess your preparations?
Sir, so because in the mock questions, sir, mock exam questions, the questions were very similar to the AIIMS pattern, sir. So by doing that, those exams, sir, I just, found myself, I'm giving AIIMS exam, and it just helped me to improve myself, sir. And
I think, you probably got a realization that, since other students, everyone were writing that, okay, I am actually up for this in this time. Like, I'm getting a good rank. Even for the third one also, you got a very good rank. All right. So that's it about round 1. And after round 1, were you expecting that you would be selected, or you were doubtful?
So I was sure I will clear stage 1, but I was upset because this time I made, according to me, 19 negatives, sir.
Okay.
So because last time my negatives were less than 18, it was 15, sir, last time. Okay. So I was very sure I will clear stage 1, but I was a little bit upset this time, I don't know, I'm not going to score much.
Okay. Because very relevant point that Dr. Pinky pointed out, because I told the viewers already that AIIMS exam is round 1 followed by round 2. And Dr. Pinky, tell us how the final score is calculated. It is not just based on the interview, correct? No? So yes, you have both the rounds. So it is important to perform well for the round 1 as well, because finally the final score is round 1 plus round 2. So after round 1, okay, I'm sure that the viewers have got a good idea regarding the exam pattern, the preparation. So coming to round 2, so you got selected for round 1 and for the round 2. So what next? How did you proceed ahead?
Sir, after that, I was very sure I will join your group for the interview, because last time I was not, I didn't know about that group, sir. Last time, sir.
Yeah. For the viewers, Dr. Pinky is talking about the mock interview sessions that I'm conducting. That is, after round 1, we are conducting mock interview sessions for the candidates, so that they get accustomed to what sort of questions are being asked in the mock interview sessions. So that, I'm sure that many of the residents after round 1 will be in an MCQ mode. But in interview, it's not like MCQ answering. They are not going to ask you regarding some rare genetic mutation or one-liner questions. It's like they're testing you as a clinician. It's not that they're going to ask you very tough questions, but basic clinical questions just to test your approach. So even last time also I had conducted a similar interview for the candidates, and I think rank 1, 2, 3 are actually my students last time. Rank 1 was Dr. Abhishek, rank 2 was Dr. Pooja, and rank 3 was Dr. Mohit. Dr. Pinky, have you listened to their interviews before?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Before my interview, I've listened each and every interview, sir.
Yeah. I think, so what insights did you gain from that interview? Like from the last time toppers, what insights did you gain? That is for round 2, okay, this is something that I should make a change in my strategy. What was that?
So first, sir, for the round 2, we have to make our mind that we have to give interview, sir. It's not like MCQs questions. We see 4 options and we just mark the right one. This for the interview, we have to be in interview mode only. We have to keep practicing of questions, how we have to present, how we have to start the approach from the most common causes. We have to start with that. So the interviews I found them beneficial, sir.
Okay. So, Dr. Pinky, for the viewers, after the round 1, the round 2 preparation. So, I think the initial exam date that was announced actually got postponed, correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, the exam date actually got postponed. So, during this time, I think how many days were there, Dr. Pinky, between the first round announcement result and the final interview date? Approximately over 1 month, right? 1.5 months.
Yes, sir.
So during this period, how did you switch from a MCQ mode to a interview mode? Like, how did you do that?
Yes, sir. Sir, because I joined your group, sir, for the preparation for the mock interviews. Sir, the interviews conducted by you, they were very helpful, sir. Every topic was covered completely and revised also. And sir, every minor details and points were discussed during the session, sir. And also because sir, you focus a lot on how we speak fluently, sir, without any fumbling, with confidence. You build that, sir, during the interviews, sir. So the interviews helped us, helped me and others also. The way we present the answers, the pattern, the interviews pattern, it was almost similar to the AIIMS pattern, sir. Because I gave.
What would you tell the juniors who are preparing? Suppose somebody was past round 1.
Yes, sir.
You said that we were discussing topics. Was it like we prepare only for high funda topics or theoretical questions, or what is a sort of preparation that one needs to attend an interview?
So the topics you gave, sir, which we see the questions, sir, like epilepsy, seizures, and almost every topic you covered, sir. And you, sir, the questions asked by you were very simple questions, sir. The questions, they were clinical based questions, sir. Basically, like a patient comes with this disease, so how we present, sir. And you also gave these a session of images, sir, that how to explain the radiology part, because every time, because I think out of the 50-60% students, they get the image questions, sir. So you conducted that session also.
The sessions that we conducted, that is one very important message that Dr. Pinky is conveying, that it is not that in AIIMS interview they ask you very tough questions. Correct, no, Pinky?
Yes,
What
sir.
happens is that you prepare. Even remember during the initial exam interview that Dr. Pinky attended, she said to us one thing. The questions were simple in the interview. It's only how you present it. Okay, because they'll ask you simple questions regarding, it may be regarding any topic. So was it like, Dr. Pinky, you are now familiar with their interview style? Is it like the questions are only with respect to management, or is it like radiology alone? What sort of questions can an individual expect for an interview?
Sir, for the interview, sir, they can they any student, they may get a radiology question, a case scenario also, sir. And to me, sir, they start my interview with my thesis.
Okay.
They
So that
just
is for your interview. So
yes, sir.
So that will be actually very useful for the candidates, how your interview went through. So first you were asked regarding your thesis, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
So
Because definitely AIIMS, it's a central institute, a top institute. So they want to see, how good was your thesis? Okay, all right. And
then, sir, because as I said, 50-60% students will get radiology questions, sir. So
you have got to be good in radiology. It is
yes,
out of the total candidates, you are mostly likely to get a question from radiology. And Dr. Pinky, even in the mock interviews that I conducted for you, the last few days was entirely radiology based case discussions, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how important is radiology? Is it like, okay, AIIMS interview, they ask you one radiology, is it like a spotter type of answering, or what is it that you think they are expecting from a candidate?
Sir, it can be a CT image, or it can be a MRI image, sir. So images are mostly like of strokes, sir, mostly. So they just want to see how we start, how we present the our answer, how we start that this is a NCCT head, this is the section, axial section.
Axial view.
Yes, sir.
Very important that you're saying this. Every viewer must understand during the time of interview, as Dr. Pinky is trying to tell us, it's not that the examiner wants you to tell the spot diagnosis. Even last time, I remember one of the candidates who got a image of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. It is like cortical ribboning was there. But remember, it's not that the examiner expects you to give a spot diagnosis. You have got to tell what sequence is this and what is the finding. Because Pinky is also saying the same, correct? No, are they expecting for a spot diagnosis, or are they expecting you to describe and then come to a diagnosis?
We have to describe the image, so first, and then we can they will ask us, okay, what you will think, what in your mind after seeing the image, the differentials. Then we have to tell them, sir, accordingly, sir.
So basically, the mock interview sessions that I had conducted also was in a similar fashion, that initially we went with topic wise discussions because the exam was postponed, and every alternate day, almost 1.5 months postponement was there. So every alternate day we used to conduct this mock interview sessions. So initially topic wise, and in between the random sessions, then radiology based sessions, just to convert all our students from the MCQ mode to the interview mode. So Pinky, like during these days preparing ahead of the interview, did you speak to a mirror regarding, was there some sort of practice like that?
Yes, sir. During those days, sir, I just, whatever I read, sir, that day I just repeat that thing again and again in front of mirror, in front of my friends. Even I call my sister and I just tell her the full answer, the full the
medico. Your sister is a medico.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's preparing for PG exam, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, all right. So you feel that that fluency is very important, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Even I tell my students also, see, for AIIMS interview, it's not that you tell the answer or not, it's how well you present yourself.
Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Pinky, how long was your interview?
Sir, my interview lasts for, sir, 15 to 20 minutes, sir.
15 to 20 minutes.
Yes, sir.
It was an online interview this time,
yes,
because even last time also it was online, but
yes,
otherwise it is a direct face-to-face interview. But in view of all these COVID restrictions, it is an online interview.
yes, sir.
So tell us, Dr. Pinky, that the moment you finished the online interview, what came to your mind? Would you get or not? Were you expecting rank 1?
So this time, my interview was good, sir. Okay. Because last time I was, fumbling a lot. Okay. I was not very straight to the answer. I was just I was not telling the direct things, sir.
To the point answers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I say that you were not in an interview mode?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last time, sir.
Aspirant preparing for AIIMS, you would definitely tell them that a good preparation for round 2 is important.
Yes,
correct, no?
Yes,
it's not about revising factual things again. You have got to be in the interview mode. Okay, all right. So that is again very clear. So after the interview, you felt it is good. But again, the days leading up to the exam results,
yes, sir.
What was there in your mind? How sure were you that you will get a seat in AIIMS Delhi?
Sir, I was around 70 to 80% sure I can get seat in AIIMS Delhi, but I was not ready for rank 1, sir. Okay. So my interview was good, sir, but my theory paper, as compared to the last time, I felt a little, not good, sir. Sorry, sir.
Is it like the questions were tougher side, or is it like you performed well?
No, sir. The questions were tough, sir, as compared to last time, sir. Okay. So I was expecting myself, I will score more than what I scored last time, sir.
Okay.
So,
the same your theory preparation, it could have been better. Is it like
yes,
that?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So I think what Dr. Pinky has said to us, over this time, I think she has made herself very clear. I'll just summarize for all the viewers what she has told so far. She has briefly explained regarding the AIIMS exam pattern, regarding round 1 and round 2, and how important is preparation for both these rounds, because it is combination. Because at this time, for round 2, I think Pinky had prepared well, but I think she made a few careless mistakes here and there. So probably for the theory part, she did not get the marks probably that she expected for her preparation, but still was very good enough, because otherwise she would not have got rank 1. And then she prepared well for the round 2 as well. So Pinky, I think you have spent a good amount of time to help your juniors, because I'm sure you would also know the importance of getting oriented to these exams, because you yourself told, you watched the interviews last time to get oriented, okay, to the interview pattern, everything. So I'm sure that the juniors would have been benefited. Okay. Now, one question, Dr. Pinky. Now, you are going to be a Central Institute product, AIIMS neurology resident, in a few weeks' time. So tell us, is AIIMS, cracking AIIMS for a student who is from an average institute possible, or what actually went right for you? What do you think? What went right for you? Was that intelligence? Was that hard work, persistent? What went right for you? What do you think now, retrospectively?
Sir, I think the hard work, sir, because sir, it's not like only the Central Institute candidates will get seat in Central Institute, sir. Okay. So, it's our hard work, it's our dedication which help us to crack the exam. It doesn't, it's not like the person who is in, state institute or in peripheries will not crack the Central Institute exam. It's only the hard work and dedication, sir.
So it's about persistence. That is what Dr. Pinky tells us. So I think we have got a very good coverage for AIIMS exams and how one should actually prepare for the AIIMS exams. I think anyone who watches this interview definitely will be motivated, and I think you can follow Dr. Pinky on her journey and how she adapted. Like initially she had a problem with the interview part, but now she kept working hard. And this time after the interview, she was confident, almost 70%, that she would get a rank, and that is hard work for you. So thanks a lot, Dr. Pinky, for sharing your time, and that too, the results have been just out. And I suppose you have gone for a party today.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I think everyone at home must be very happy. Your sister, your parents, everyone must be happy.
Yes, sir.
So it's a happy moment for the family, happy moment for us also. And from the entire team of DocTutorials, I wish you all the best. Okay, not just for the rank, but for a bright future as a neurologist. Okay, because it is when we get good results from the candidates and good number of students get selected, we are also happy for you. Okay, so for all the viewers for who are aspiring to get to either AIIMS or PGI, NIMHANS, JIPMER, or even the NEET SS exam, whatever it be, we have a neurology dedicated neurology course for you. We have a neurology super specialty course where we have video lectures, we have question bank, test series, and also when we conduct exams also, we make it a point. It's not like we put some a set of questions for you to practice. We give you topic wise exams also, so that you are prepared, and multiple revision exams also. Okay, so you can make you can make use of the course of DocTutorials. Okay, so once again, Dr. Pinky, thank you so much for tuning in.